In October of 1972, in the city of St. Joseph, Missouri, a boy was born into a life of severe instability, poverty, and emotional turmoil. His name was Marshall Bruce Mathers III. Raised by a struggling single mother, he moved constantly between Missouri and the working class, racially divided neighborhoods of Detroit, Michigan. No one looking at this quiet, often bullied kid who failed the 9th grade 3 times could have predicted that he would one day become Eminem, a lyrical juggernaut who would shatter cultural barriers, challenge the American establishment, and become the best-selling hip-hop artist in human history. To understand Eminem, you have to understand his absolute obsession with language. As a teenager in Detroit, Marshall found his escape in the underground hip-hop scene. He spent hours poring over the dictionary, studying the structures of words, and practicing how to syncopate his syllables over a beat. In a subculture where he was a stark racial outsider, he had to earn respect through raw, undeniable talent. He spent his nights competing in fierce, high-stakes rap battles at places like the Hip Hop Shop on West 7 Mile Road. It was a brutal proving ground where any sign of weakness meant immediate defeat, forcing him to develop a lightning-fast wit and an extraordinarily sharp lyrical delivery. The true turning point came in 1997, plagued by extreme poverty, a newborn daughter to support, and the commercial failure of his debut independent album, Infinite. Marshall traveled to Los Angeles to compete in the Rap Olympics. While he placed second, a copy of his raw, aggressive cassette tape found its way into the hands of legendary producer Dr. Dre. Dre was mesmerized by the young rapper's intricate rhyming patterns and fierce intensity. Defying critics who said a white artist could never succeed in mainstream hip-hop, Dre signed him to Aftermath Entertainment, establishing one of the most successful partnerships in music history. In early 1999, the world met the alter ego Marshall had created to unleash his darkest frustrations. Slim Shady. The Slim Shady LP was a commercial explosion, driven by the hit single My Name Is. Eminem weaponized dark humor, shock value, and surreal storytelling to captivate millions of teenagers. But it was his 1900-2000 follow-up, the Marshall Mathers LP, that turned him into a global cultural phenomenon and a lightning rod for intense national controversy. The album sold an astonishing 1,760,000 copies in its very first week in the United States, becoming the fastest-selling solo album in American history at the time. With this unprecedented fame came a massive wave of public backlash. Parents, politicians, and religious groups labeled him a threat to society, protesting his raw, uncensored lyrics that tackled themes of violence, drug abuse, and family trauma. Government hearings were held to debate his influence on American youth. Yet, the more the establishment tried to censor him, the more appealing he became to a generation that felt misunderstood. Eminem responded to his critics not by backing down, but by using his next masterpiece, The Eminem Show, to dissect the hypocrisy of fame, media sensationalism, and the political climate of the early 2000s. Then came 1900-2002, a year that cemented his legacy far beyond the music charts. Eminem starred in the semi-autobiographical film 8 Mile, drawing massive critical praise for his raw acting performance. But the crowning achievement was the film's flagship anthem, Lose Yourself. He wrote the iconic hook and first verses for the track on a portable keyboard right on the movie set during filming breaks. The song spent 12 consecutive weeks at number 1, becoming a timeless global anthem for overcoming adversity. It made history yet again when it won the Academy Award for Best Original Song. A first for a hip-hop track. Famously, Eminem skipped the ceremony entirely and was fast asleep at home because he honestly believed a rap song had zero chance of winning an Oscar. Throughout the mid-2000s, the immense pressure of global fame, relentless touring, and personal tragedies took a devastating toll. Eminem entered a dark period marked by a severe, near-fatal addiction to prescription medications that caused him to retreat entirely from the public eye for several years. But in 2009 and 2010, he staged a triumphant creative rebirth with the albums Relapse and Recovery. Hit singles like Not Afraid and Love the Way You Lie revealed a mature, sober artist openly confronting his demons, proving that his emotional vulnerability was just as powerful as his aggressive shock value. Eminem's technical skill as a lyricist remains completely unmatched. He is a master of multi-syllabic rhyming, internal rhymes, and changing his vocal delivery mid-verse to mimic different characters. In 2013, he set a Guinness World Record with his track Rap God, cramming an astonishing 1,560 words into just over 6 minutes, including a breathtaking supersonic burst where he delivers 97 words in a mere 6 seconds. With over 220 million records sold worldwide and a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Marshall Mathers transformed hip-hop from a regional art form into a dominant force of global pop culture. He gave a voice to working-class angst, forced the mainstream media to respect hip-hop as high literature, and proved that no matter how bleak your origins are, language can be weaponized to conquer the world. The kid from Detroit didn't just join the pantheon of musical legends. He rewrote the rules of the game entirely. Thanks for watching.